What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Training with Bill. This is my 6-week update of my body transformation challenge. For those of you who aren't aware, I started training 6 weeks ago after having 3 years off because of a shoulder injury. I had shoulder surgery and I'm finally back into training. So over the past 6 weeks, I've had zero strict dieting. That means I've been eating whatever I want, whenever I want. And the reason for that is I find dieting super depressing and demotivating. So I wanted to stay focused. I wanted to stay motivated and not depressed. And I find dieting really does that. So that's the reason why I've decided not to control what I'm eating, and I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. So the past 6 weeks, let's see how much progress we've made, especially because we've had zero dieting. I know a lot of people out there hate dieting and I don't blame them. I like to eat what I want when I want, and I'd rather train twice a day and eat whatever I want. Anyway, side note, guys, skipping rope or jump rope challenge, as you guys like to call it, will be starting as of tomorrow. 1,000 skips a day for 2 weeks. We're going to see what kind of results we can achieve by doing that. So the reason why I haven't started it 2 weeks ago is because we've had big storms here in Sydney, and that means plenty of work for me. I do maintenance work, so I've been out there repairing all the damage caused by the storms. Check out my other YouTube channel, Bill's How To, where I've been uploading some of that content on there as well. But let's get straight back into this update today. 6 weeks ago, guys, I was looking like this. All right, guys, so with my shirt off, this is how I'm looking at the moment. So you can see nothing is really looking nice. My chest is almost leaning over my stomach. My stomach's protruding. It's all very flabby and jiggly. So once again, turn all the way around. Not sure if you guys can see, but nice and jiggly. Fat little love handles. Back just feels fat. Everything feels fat. Whether you call it skinny fat or fat, I think it's just fat at the end of the day. Let's check what my starting weight is. We've got here 94.3 kilos is my starting weight. So as you can tell, guys, after 3 years of no dieting, no exercising, I became a blob. I started storing way too much body fat and it wasn't cooperating with me. What I mean by that is my agility was impacted and my mobility was impacted. If I wanted to run in one direction, the fat would jiggle and try and go off in a different direction. If I wanted to tie my shoelaces, the fat rolls would just get in the way and start restricting me. If I wanted to put on the seatbelt in the car, it would cut into my fat marks and rolls and leave lines, and it's really uncomfortable. Today we're going to compare my stats from 6 weeks ago before I started training and see how much improvement I've made. So we've got my weight, physical appearance, and also my measurements. I took measurements of my chest, waist, and arms. Let's compare that now. Let's do this. And after 6 weeks of training with no dieting whatsoever, guys, this is what I'm looking like at the moment. So I'll spin around quickly so that you guys can compare with the previous footage that I've taken on the last 2 videos. And hopefully you guys can see which areas I've been actually focusing on the most, which I'm going to talk about now. So as you can tell, my stomach is a lot flatter, but I've still got a lot of fat that needs to go. Hopefully I'm going to be able to fix that with the weight loss challenges instead of having to go back to dieting. 2 things that I want to touch on here. Number 1 is posture. Number 2 is a few main exercises that I've been doing every time I go to the gym in order to get my mobility back. So as you guys can see, or it might not be very impressive for some people out there, but this for me means a big difference. I've had some big problems with my shoulder, which leads into my first thing that I wanted to bring up, and that's posture. I didn't realize how much of a difference posture actually makes. If you guys remember that I had shoulder injury and I had surgery, so that means that my shoulder was actually, or my arm was very close to my body for a long period of time. I was very protective of my arm. I very rarely extended it out or completely anyway. And what I found was it was actually causing my shoulder to roll forward. What happens with that is anytime that I wanted to even attempt a little bit of an exercise or try and get that range, increase that range, or rotator cuff exercises, my shoulder was always in that forward rolled position and I'd always get a sharp pain in the front or it'd feel like almost impingement. So for anybody out there that's going through the same thing regarding shoulder injury or coming out of surgery, focus on your posture. Try and really pull back your shoulders in all your exercises, and that leads me into my second thing that I wanted to bring up, which is the main exercises that I've been working on. So not sure if you guys can actually tell which areas have improved the most over the past 6 weeks, but what I've really been focusing on is seated cable rows, lat pull downs, rotator cuff exercises, and even chest press. So a lot of dumbbell pressing for the chest. I've been trying to avoid all the bar work, so all my bench press, military press, even overhead dumbbell press as well, I'm still not doing. I'm really avoiding those kinds of movements. I don't want to put too much pressure on the shoulders, but what I've been trying to do is really work on the surrounding muscles around our shoulder so that I can strengthen it back up. And what I found is getting those shoulders to pull right back is what's really helping me. So seated cable rows, lat pull down, everything's been really helping to try and get everything back into track. But what I do find very interesting was when I first started, and still till now while I'm training, is there's a big difference between the left and the right side. Even when with the lat pull down, I find such a big difference. It doesn't feel the same. The symmetry is a little bit off, not so much in terms of strength, but in terms of which muscles are firing. So obviously I haven't used my left side for a very long time, and I need to have those muscles relearn to engage at the right time. So that's why I've been focusing on those exercises for so long. But all in all, guys, 6 weeks time, I'm pretty happy with the amount of results that I'm making. In terms of strength, it kind of varies because some exercises I find I'm improving in really quickly, and other ones I'm really slow in trying to get some progress in. But either way, so far so good. 6 weeks down, another 6 weeks to go. We'll see how much more we're going to improve over 6 weeks. Let's check my weight. So we'll check my weight as we usually do. We'll check it twice to confirm. Initial weight was 94.3 kilos. This time around we've got 90.8 kilos. So we've lost a fair bit of weight there. I'll let that there reset, and we'll check it again once more. I'll also put the measurements on the side in pounds. Double check our weight. 90.8 kilos, guys. So over the past 6 weeks, I've lost 3.5 kilos, which I'm very happy with, especially considering I've had no dieting whatsoever. If I can lose another 3.5 kilos in the next 6 weeks, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. And that is going to be my aim. I just want to lose another 3 to 5 kilos, and I'm happy with that. Let's check my measurements now. I'll put up the old measurements from 6 weeks ago somewhere along the side here so that we can compare. We'll start off with my right arm, non-flexed, and then we'll jump on flexing and see what difference there is. So I'll try to position it in the same place as last time. No flex. We've got here 15.5 inches. And you guys can check the comparison along the side here for the non-flex, and then we'll have a little bit of a flex, and we've got there just over 16. So just over 16 on flexed on my right arm. We'll check now my left. This is an awesome little gadget, guys. Makes measurements so much easier. I wish I knew about this beforehand. If you guys want to get one of these, I'll leave a link in the description below. We'll check my left arm now, try to get everything out of the way. So we've got there non-flexed 14.5 inches, and you guys can compare on the side with the previous measurements. We'll have a little flex. We've got just over 15 there. So there is a little bit of a difference between the left and the right, but compared to the previous measurements, I've got a pretty good improvement on the left arm especially. I'm trying to get them both around the same, and as you guys can tell with my before measurements, huge difference from left to right. So I'm pretty happy with that. So far, let's check my chest measurement. Just under 38. So it looks like it's 38 on the dot for my chest measurement. And for my waist measurement, once again, using the belly button as a reference point, we'll line this one here up and I'll take the camera. We're now sitting at 34.5, guys. So my starting was 37 inches down to 34.5. So there you have it, guys. After 6 weeks of training and no dieting whatsoever, these are the results that I have achieved. Hopefully I've got a lot more progress to come in the future, especially because I'll be starting my weight loss challenges as of tomorrow. 1,000 skips a day for 2 weeks, hopefully burn a bit more weight or lose some body fat. As always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Training with Bill.